Hello everyone, we are from the 8th group. We would like to present about classroom discourse. Our group consists of Ainun Rizky Pratiwi, Abi Widiantoro, and Aprina Della Ardiani. First, let me tell you what is classroom discourse. The term classroom discourse refers to the language that teachers and students use to communicate with each other in the classroom. Talking or conversation is the medium through which most teaching takes place. So, the study of classroom discourse is the study of the process of face-to-face classroom teaching. There are 4 features of classroom discourse. The first one is control of the interaction. The second one is speech modification. The third one is elicitation. And the fourth one is repair. Control of the interaction. The roles of the participant, teachers, and learners are not equal. Teachers decide who speaks, when, to whom, and for how long. Learners do not enjoy the same level of control of the patterns of communication. Comprising a teacher question, learner response, and teacher feedback is another feature of classroom discourse that exemplifies the ways in which teachers control the interaction. Speech modification. Characteristic of all classroom discourse is teachers' modification of their spoken language. The modification strategies used by teachers are not accidental. They are conscious and deliberate and occur for a number of reasons. In many cases, and in many parts of the world, a teacher's articulation of a second language may be the only exposure to the language that learners actually receive. Elicitation techniques.
Elicitation techniques are the strategies used by normally teachers to get learners and respond. Typically, elicitation entails asking questions. Classroom discourse is dominated by question and answer routines, with teachers asking most of the questions while learners ask correspondingly few questions. Apart from display questions, teachers also ask genuine, more open-ended questions designed to promote discussion and debate, engage learners, and produce longer, more complex response.
Number 4. Repair. Repair simply refers to the way in which teachers deal with errors. 4 types of error correction in naturally occurring conversation is self-initiated, self-repair, self-initiated, other repair, other-initiated, other repair. The IRF exchange structure. A teacher initiation, a student response, a teacher feedback, commonly known as IRF, or IRE. It stands for Initiation, Response, Evaluation. IRE is preferred by some writers and practitioners to reflect the fact that most of the time, teacher's feedback is an evaluation of a student contribution. This 3-part structure was first put forward by Sinclair and Coulthard in 1975 and is known as the IRF exchange structure, which have huge impact to understanding teacher and learner communication. Here's an example of IRE. So, can you read question 2, Abi? Where was Sabina when this happened? Right, yes. Where was Sabina? In Unit 1, where was she? Go out? She went out, yes. Classroom discourse and teaching. Teachers can do much improve their professional practice and enhance learning by studying their own interaction with students. The starting point here is to consider how classroom contexts are created through interaction and to then identify how teachers might gain a closer understanding of specific features of their interaction. We then look at the place of interaction in one specific teaching before looking at the ways in which teachers' use of linguistic and interactional resources can result in enhanced teaching, teaching methodology, task-based classroom discourse, and teacher development. It addresses four key areas for teacher development that can be addressed by looking at classroom discourse data. First, improving questioning strategies. Second, making the discourse more communicative. Third, improving interactive decision making. And the last one is dealing with reticence.
Approaches to studying classroom discourse. Recording and transcribing classroom interaction. 1. Reading. There are 4 choices on how to record classroom interaction: audio recordings, video recordings, observation, and narrative. 2. Transcription. The main concern of transcription is to represent reality as accurately and faithfully as possible. The important decision will influence understandings of reality, our ability to interpret the data, and our potential to make change to practice. Alternative approaches to studying classroom discourse. There are also alternative approaches for studying classroom interaction with corpus linguistic, or CL. The main advantage of CL is that it offers rapid and reliable profiles of classroom discourse and enables us to understand how a linguistic features work in a specific classroom context. CL's main disadvantage is that it largely ignored the finer details of classroom interaction and fails to recognize the ways in which meaning are jointly achieved. A sample study. Teacher: what's transparent? Something is transparent. What does that mean? We did that this morning, didn't we? What does transparent mean? Valerie: it doesn't. It goes through? Teacher: can you explain that a little more? What goes through? Valerie: well, it goes through like, you can, like, you shine a torch on and you can see. Teacher: what goes through? Valerie: the light. Explanation. The teacher directed the discussion by commenting on student answers and asking further questions. In the beginning, the teacher set the context by repeating the question several times and reminding the students that they had learned the answer during the morning's activity. This focused the students' attention and let them know from their previous experiences with this teacher that they were expected to know the answer. The answer from Valerie was not in the appropriate language of a definition. Through to further question, the teacher elicited the missing information and through a summary modeled the form of a scientific definition. Light can pass through something if it's transparent. This shows how teachers use question and student responses to gradually build the curriculum, engage the minds of the students, and determine what the students know and can do. Underlying this exchange are the implicit rules and expectations that determine what and how teachers and students communicate. Each statement depends for its meaning on the context in which it occurs, and it adds to the context that determines the meaning of subsequent statements. Analysis of the patterns of interaction characteristic of most classrooms has shown that, on average, teachers talk for more than 2/3 of the time. A few students contribute most of the answer. Boys talk more than girls, and those sitting in the front and center of the class are more likely to contribute than those sitting at the back and sides. Bragg Albert, who has identified 3 different patterns of classroom discourse. 1. Silent. The teacher talks almost all the time and asks only an occasional question. 2. Controlled, as in the excerpt above. And 3. Active. The teacher facilitates while the students talk primarily to each other. Conclusion. In short, discourse plays an important role in helping the learner move from superficial to deep understanding, and from being a collector of information to being an explainer of inquisitiveness. Thank you.